Hello everyone, and welcome to Retro Brick Reviews, where today we will be taking a look at 4 of the upcoming The Lego Movie 2, the second part, sets to be released in spring of 2019, specifically May. So really, these sets are the first 4 that have been revealed for what is essentially the summer lineup of sets. And if I'm correct, there are going to be 3 more that aren't unveiled yet. And anyway, without any more further ado, let's just get right into the first of these 4 sets, and, well, actually a bit of further ado, because, warning, this video will contain some minor spoilers for the Lego Movie 2, so if you want to go in completely blind, well then why'd you click on a video about the Lego Movie 2? What are you? Stupid? That was a joke, I'm sorry. If you actually didn't realize it, what's the point? Yeah, I'm not taking that back. If you clicked on a video about the Lego Movie 2 and didn't want to know about the Lego Movie 2, that's kind of dumb. Anyway, so our first set is the Rexcelsior, which was actually revealed a couple weeks back, but I mean, that was before the movie came out, and before the movie came out, I thought this set was kind of lame. Just another big Rex ship, except this one was in nanoscale, so you couldn't even put minifigs in it. How drab. But then I saw the movie, and I ended up really loving this model. A lot of great stuff here. Anyway, this is set number 70839 with 1,826 pieces for $150 in the United States. And just starting by taking a look at the main ship, this is nanoscale, so this is much smaller than it would be in comparison to minifigures. However, this is actually the size it was in the real-life portions of the movie, so this is accurate to that, at least. And yeah, this is a very well-done model. It is, of course, shaped like a giant fist, and, I mean, yeah, it's shaped like a giant fist. A lot of stickers going around, and I feel as though some of those are unnecessary, but I feel as though overall they do add a good amount of detail. It just feels as though maybe they could have done some brick building for some of those lime green striping. Feels as though that could have been done a bit more traditionally. Yeah, you have a lot of greebling going on. I'm noticing like a couple blasters done with some ski poles in silver. You have some windows on the side. 4 huge engines at the back. Big, tall fin, and also a bridge in the front. A lot of stuff. Our main play feature, you can see up at the front a spring shooter. That is actually a clip of 6 spring shooters, and what you do is you just... And now I'm not positive, but I think what it is that you, like, push down on that area, and it'll just fire out all 6. Although I'm not positive. There might be, like, there's probably, like, some sort of trigger in the back. No, not really sure. And something that's quite unfortunate is that I wasn't able to find a single image of the interior of this set, at least an official one, because there have been leaks, so yeah, I can tell you that there is an interior. And then basically you get 4 rooms up at the front, 2 on each side, and they're pretty basic, pretty small. I don't really remember what's on the left. I think it's just like computer rooms, but the one on the right, like the bridge interior, but the one on the right, the bottom layer has the pool table, and the top layer has storage for all of Rex's ships. And also in sort of the back of the ship, you just have a huge opening area that's like... I think that's, like, the other 2 computer rooms, I'm not too sure of what they're supposed to be, but I think the big room is definitely supposed to be the bridge. Because you have a ton of room, lots of computers, you can fit probably all of the Raptors in there, and Emmet and Rex, of course, and remember, these are nanoscale nano figures for Emmet and Rex, and then the baby Raptor pieces used for the Raptors. Which I'm perfectly fine with. And if you wanted to modify this set, it is big enough that, not sure about the smaller compartments, but at least in the back large compartment that I'm talking about, you could probably modify it to be able to fit normal minifigures of Emmet and Rex in there. However, I doubt you can fit an actual Raptor in there, which is definitely why I suspect LEGO decided to go nanoscale on this one. So yeah, I think this looks a lot better than the Rexplorer, used a lot more than the Rexplorer, better minifigs than the Rexplorer, better play than the Rexplorer. Why does the Rexplorer even exist? It's like the worst set, or at least it would be if it weren't for another one I'll be talking about later in this video. Oh, and also the Lightning Jet. The Lightning Jet from the Ninjago movie is still the absolute worst, no matter what you say. Anyway, so here are some of the smaller builds we get. We get, on the left, 2 unidentified Rex ships. I actually don't really know what those are. Followed by that middle one is definitely the Rexplorer with the 2 cockpits. Then we have what I guess is a Rex forklift, perhaps, as well as just a little crate, I guess. Maybe that's supposed to be like the Rextreme Off-Roader, but I kind of doubt it. It feels as if they wanted to do that, they probably would have put like roller skates, so I guess that's just a crate. Oh, and then you also get Emmet's Dream House, which I think is a pretty cute build. Probably my favorite of all of these. They definitely could have put a bit more detail into it, but it looks good. All these look good for what they are. Just kind of sad that, just like with Hogwarts, these aren't really to scale with the figures. Now, here, the figures are still to scale with the Rexcelsior, or, well, I think they are, because, no, they can't be, because these are to scale with the Rexcelsior. See, I'm wrong, it's just like Hogwarts, where the figures fit inside, but they're still not to scale, so stuff like the Fort Anglia and that set, and Emmet's house and this set are definitely woefully undersized, which I guess makes sense. Speaking of figures, here we have the 7 nano-sized characters we get in this set. Emmet and Rex up top, and then our 5 Raptors. Starting with the nano figures, I think they are pretty good interpretations, aside from the fact that, unfortunately, it seems as though LEGO can't print the arms of nano figures, so they both do have arms the same colors as their main figures, which is a rather unfortunate in my opinion. But that's not too big a deal. And then the Raptors are just the baby dino piece, and we get 2 in blue and 3 in gunmetal. And if you can't tell, those blue Raptors are exactly the same ones that come with Best Friends Rex in the minifigure series, so if you get spares of him, you can just take his Raptors and put them here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and I hope that at some point we do get a minifig scale version of that gunmetal Raptor as well, maybe in an upcoming Rex-based set. Maybe one of those unidentified ships will be coming out, and I'll actually be able to know what it is. I kind of doubt it, though. And we don't just get nanofigs in this set, as we do also get 2 actual minifigures. On the left, we have Stubble Trouble Emmet, and on the right, we just have a Rex Danger Vest, although he is new because of his face print, and Emmet also has a new face print, obviously, and also a Rex Vest, which is pretty cool. Other than that, not much else to say. Emmet is quite angry with the drawn-on stubble dots, and Rex just has a big smile. And I hadn't really thought about it when I made my first video, but for some reason now, after seeing the movie, not in the movie, but after seeing the movie, the minifigure versions of Rex kind of remind me of Chris McClane from Total Drama Island, if any of you remember that show. I really don't remember much of it, but I do remember that character design. Anyway, and both figures do get alternate faces as well. Emmet with the stubble dots being him sort of rubbing them off slightly, so they're all sort of smudged, and him looking quite sad. And then Rex just looks really angry, which I think works. So yeah, that is the Rexcelsior. Really awesome set. $150 is probably a bit steep for it, but I mean, it looks to be of a pretty good size. I mean, you can see that guy off to the side holding it, like, it's a really big set. And I think, I mean, good price to part ratio, although a lot of the parts are probably small. You get some great figures, probably a good amount of play value. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. However, it's not as good as this set, which is easily my favorite of these 4. Emmet's triple-decker couch mech. With 312 pieces for $30, this set will be a Target exclusive in the United States. And yeah, it's pretty great. Just starting by taking a look at everything you get in the set, you can see that you get 3 minifigures, these being from right to left. Sweet Mayhem in full armor, Emmet Brickowski, and Rampage Kitty. Starting with the mech itself, it is very triple-decker couchy, and yeah, this is some very minor spoiler from the movie, more a gag than anything else that's spoiled, not a major plot thing, just a bit of funny. And yeah, this mech looks great. You have the cushions, you have the coffee mugs used as control sticks. Yeah. But I think what's even cooler about this than all the double-decker couch-inspired bits is the insane amount of articulation, because normally, LEGO mechs have a rather limited amount. Like, for example, just taking a look at Metalbeard, who I currently have built up, the average articulation for a LEGO mech is at the shoulder, sometimes at the elbow, at the fingers, each finger is articulated, and then for the legs, you get a single joint at the hip, and then a joint at the foot. You very occasionally get wrist joints, and you never, ever get knee joints. This mech, though, has ball-jointed shoulders, which basically give you as much articulation as you could want. Hinge joints for the elbows, which makes sense, since, I mean, elbows do only move forward and back, so you're not really getting much use out of any other directions. Ball-jointed wrists, so you can do basically whatever you want with the wrists. The 3 fingers on the one arm are articulated individually. Then you get hip joints, knee joints, and ankle joints. And that is just fantastic. Basically as much articulation as you could want. More than you could want, really, and also on the back you can see the ladders that are used for the couch are being used as folded-up wings here, and those can fold out. You have bits of the couch cushions used up top for sort of shoulder guards. Yeah, you even have a little section on the bottom where you don't have any tiles, but I'm sure that if you put enough effort in, you could sit someone down there so everyone could watch TV together and be buddies. Honestly, though, I'm not even sure if Emmet has any studs, since I don't see any, although he might be on some jumpers, maybe, I don't know. The other build is, of course, the triple-decker couch. And yeah, it's a triple-decker couch. It looks to be not as wide as the double-decker couch, but I think that works, since I don't remember if it was the same width or not as wide in the movie, but, I mean, this does have to be a 3-in-1, so I think it does make sense. Yeah, for figures, on the left we have Emmet, who is pretty common, or, well, not super common, but he's alright in terms of commonness. I believe this is the 4th set this guy comes in. Previously, he appeared in the Emmet's Peace Offering Polybag, which one was it? The 4+ set, the Emmet and Benny's Build and Fix Workshop, and also in the Dreamhouse Rescue Rocket set, so same figure as that. Double-sided face, the angry face, it's good, works. Obviously, an angry Emmet piloting a huge mech makes sense. Figure on the right is Sweet Mayhem, and this is another minor spoiler, probably a major spoiler in all actuality. The only reason I think of it as minor is because LEGO spoiled it all the way back in November. Thanks, LEGO. So yeah, if you've still managed to be lucky enough to stay in the dark about what Sweet Mayhem looks like under the mask, well, I'm not going to describe it in any detail, so you don't have to turn off the video. You can just, stare into a wall for a bit or so. And I'm going to be revealing it in 3, 2, 1. And yeah, you can see that this figure is the exact same one that comes in the Introducing Queen Watevra Wannabe set, and it's the same pieces that come in the Movie Maker set, except obviously that one doesn't have the helmet or armor. So, yeah. Kinda would have preferred if this set had come with one of the less common versions of Sweet Mayhem, since, I mean, again, this is the one that comes in the cheapest set she appears in, the cheapest 2, not including this, and it would have been nice, since, I mean, the version that comes in the Starship also comes in a battle pod, so maybe this set could have had, the one from the Metalbeard Tricycle set, although I guess then that set wouldn't have a single leg to stand on, since that Sweet Mayhem face is literally the only good thing about that entire set. So yeah, anyway. Last figure, though, is easily the best. Makes up for the other two being kinda lame. It's Rampage, kitty boyos. Yeah, remember this scene that was in the trailers? And also in the movie, and it was just wonderful. Yeah, we get this as a figure. Unikitty's back is super arched, so she's really tall. She has this... The tail is using that sort of, brush piece, which is just phenomenal, so poofy. And then her face comes with a new print. And, yeah, A couple interesting things about her, though, is that you can see a couple things were changed from the normal build of how she's done. For one thing, instead of her face being at the bottom having a 1x3 plate, instead this is a 1x2 in the middle that goes back, and you can see that a little how that goes into the front leg. You just have that bit of yellow. And then you also have the two 1x1s, and also instead of having the standard holy stud on top to hold the horn, that's just a modified rounded 1x2 with the two holes. And yeah, those do make this look a bit different, but I mean, I get that they were needed to make the build stable, so I don't really mind. In fact, I don't mind at all, because honestly, I kind of prefer her look here. Maybe not as much with the plates on the bottom, but I do really like how the horn looks with that different piece connecting it in. Great figure, easily makes up for the other two, which weren't even bad to begin with, they were just underwhelming. So yeah, pretty great set, great value, I feel. I mean, at least for parts and the build. Feels though maybe there could have been just one more minifigure. Like, it didn't have to be something big, like, they could have easily just thrown in, maybe not a star, because stars are really common. How about they throw in a heart? I know it wouldn't have been accurate to the scene, although actually, yeah, it would have been. They could have put a heart in this, and it would have worked perfectly, so maybe they should have done that. Or maybe, like, what I would have done instead is include Metalbeard's head, because obviously the set is a 2-in-1, but the second build does leave a lot of the brown pieces unused, and a lot of the ball joints unused, and when you have brown and ball joints, you could probably create yourself a pretty mediocre little Metalbeard mech, just a custom. So I'll probably try that when I get this set, because yeah, of the four, this is the set that I am getting as soon as possible. Like, the other three, I'll wait a while, since they're all expensive and not as great. This set is phenomenal and cheap, so I'll get it ASAP. So yeah, pretty awesome set. Again, my only complaint is maybe one more figure, but that's really just a nitpick. The set is great the way it is. Yeah, awesome stuff. And I mean, I guess to be fair, Metalbeard does come in like a $4 poly bag, and Star is pretty common as well, so yeah, no real complaints. You want to hear some real complaints? Well, I mean, I guess you'll get a couple here, but if you want to hear some real complaints, you're going to want to wait to the last of these four sets. This is set number 70837, Shimmer and Shine Sparkle Spawn. It's like 691 pieces for $70, which is an acceptable price to part ratio. Acceptable. And this set comes with 8 figures, these being Flaminga the Flamingo, Archimedes the Cat, Lucy, Benny, 8 the Octopus, Balthazar, I think Balthazar, but don't quote me on that, it might be wrong, as well as a Bat Balthazar, and Calm Down Kitty, as she's known here, and yeah, this is just the spa. It's, yeah. Taking a look at the build, you can see at the bottom we have a little massage table, which is pretty alright. And then for the main build, it's something I always hate from LEGO, where we get basically a facade, because we have this back wall, but then we don't really get any space in the middle. And yeah, I guess this is better than a lot of others, because at least we do have floor on the sides, an area to play. But still, how hard would it have been to just include some extra plates and just have some floor in the middle there? That would have made this feel so much more worth it to me, because I don't like sets that have like this sort of floor plan. I just do not like having all that pointless empty space where you're supposed to put your figures anyway, so why not just give us some studs, LEGO? How hard would it be to just give us some studs? But yeah, on the left we have a pretty awful looking section that's just that Balthazar can transform into Bat Balthazar, which, minor spoiler, never even happened in the movie, so that's very special. I'm guessing that's a deleted scene, since LEGO did have to make an entirely new mold for that bat. But yeah, and you can spin that around, and on the back there'll be a place to have the bat hanging upside down. That's mediocre. Middle is just a gate, kind of like the ice pillars off to the sides, but that's it. Speakers up top, cool. Really wish that we'd gotten his DJ booth, since that's important. On the right, we have the best part, which is the hot tub. Don't know why there's fire next to in this icy cavern. And yeah, There's that the lid can open up, and there's also going to be a trap door in there, and you can see the clear actuator off to the side. And yeah, the hot tub is definitely the most accurate thing here. However, I think it's kind of sad because I think there's a figure missing from this set, and if you've seen the movie, you know exactly who I'm talking about that really should go in that hot tub. Yeah, enough said, So yeah, this is alright, although I would have preferred if maybe instead of having the switching feature, which again isn't even in the movie, and even then it's just kind of literally just a flip around wall, really lame stuff. If maybe over there we could have instead had like the locked room, and then had the DJ booth outside for the catchy song. Just a thought. Just like a room with a couple speakers inside, and no exit. That would have been cool. Maybe even have a simulation for an air duct. I don't know. Anyway, for figures, here are the first three, which are all brick built. Flamingo the Flamingo has a cool 1x2 print for the neck of his shirt, and he actually uses the heart piece, the new heart plate, for his tail, and he uses two of the 1x1 heart pieces on each hand to give him some fingers, because he is the masseuse here, which is cool, and he has the same leg style as Banarnar. Yeah, not much else to say there. Archimedes the cat is cute, gets a couple new prints. 8 the octopus gets a new print. Yeah, cool stuff, just nothing super noteworthy, and I am pretty sad that we don't get the carrot in this set, so there is no vegetable observation this time, which is kind of sad, since that was pretty funny. Starting off with 3 of our actual figures, since those guys are just brick built. I guess Unikitty technically is too, but anyway, from left to right here we have Balthazar, Bat Balthazar, and Calm Down Kitty. Balthazar he's pretty good. He's not to my tastes, because, he's an epic teen vampire, but he's a pretty well done figure. I really love his hairpiece. That's easily the best part here. Face print is accurate, torso's good, obviously, cape's fine. I'm pretty positive it'll be shiny on the back. Yeah, the bat is a new dark blue mold that obviously has a peg in the top to stick his head on. Obviously, his head print is pretty wacky, and I kind of like it. And it's cool to get a second one of those hair pieces, since I can think of a couple good uses for that. Last figure is Calm Down Kitty, and it's pretty similar to the Warrior Kitty that came in Emmet's dream house, except now the face is different to be more happy, and also, which is pretty interesting to see a happy face on an angry kitty. And also, the neck design is the more updated one, which is the first time we're seeing the 1x3 modified piece on Ultra Caddy, which is cool. I think that's the first time we're getting in Flame Orange, but I might be wrong, and I think it might have also appeared in the Unibit Kitty Blind Bag series, but I can't guarantee that. Anyway, the next up we have Ben Spaceman, aka Benny, and he's just a normal Benny, just with a new face print, where he's very ticklish. I really like the face on the left, where he is. That really reminds me of the first movie, when he's just about to scream spaceship for the first time. See, I think that's a great face. The other side, though, I feel as though we didn't need the lines around the mouth on both sides. I feel as though they probably could have come up with something a bit better for the alternate. Maybe I would have really liked to get the face from the first scene with Queen Watevra, where Benny has, eyes with hearts in them. I think that would have been a really good face to get, or maybe just another normal Benny face, or maybe a scared face, or an angry face, or a sad face. I don't know, I just don't like this face on the right. It's not bad, but it's also not that great. Last figure is Lucy, who is not accurate, as by this point she should be wearing her classic hoodie. But even then, even if she was wearing that, it wouldn't be accurate, because for some insane reason, I guess with the LEGO Movie 2 sets, LEGO decided to ditch the rubber hood, even though in the movie, Lucy still has the separate hood piece. LEGO's just not doing that, and they're just printing it now. Even though, currently, you can go to your local Walmart, and you can buy a copy of the LEGO Movie, Batman movie, or Ninjago movie, and included with it you get the 3-dimension starter pack figures, one of whom is Wild Style, with the hood piece. So LEGO clearly still has it, even if it's not in production anymore and it's still just in stock. They still probably have the mold. I doubt they retired the plastic mold, so why don't they just give us the hood piece? But that's complaining for another day, since this set has the problem of not even doing that, as she's still in her full-on Apocalypse Bird gear. Well, not full-on, she is missing the scarf and quiver. But yeah, she should not have this shirt. The legs are accurate. She should still have the brown pants, but the torso is not accurate. Still a good print. Face print, none of the parts are new here. But the hairpiece, this is the first time we're getting it outside of the minifigure series, and yeah, it's a really cool color. Obviously, judging by the right side, it's definitely bringing back some rather unpleasant memories for Lucy. Yeah, not going to say any more on that subject. So that's this Shimmer and Shine Sparkle Spa. Overall, I don't think this is worth $70. Not even sure if I see it for $60. I think $50 would be a great price. Like, I think the best price here for this set would be like $55. If it's less than that, it's a great deal. If it's more than that, it's too much. I mean, you get some great figures until you realize that, like, only 2 of them are actually new characters, and Benny is the only minifigure. Benny's face is the only new minifigure part in this set, and as I and a lot of other people kind of value minifigures as the best parts of sets, that's kind of sad. I mean, Balthazar is cool, but he's like a mini doll. And then you get that bat for no reason. Then you get Unikitty with a new face, and then you just get some buildable figures. And yeah, I feel as though those are the highlights because the main build I do not like. I mean, the hot tub is good. The ice pillars next around the entrance are good, but the switching wall is bad, and the gateway is just boring. Oh, and I guess the massage table is good. So yeah, it's an alright set. A lot of good stuff, but also some kind of lame stuff. Yeah. But if you thought that was complaining, that is nothing compared to my opinions on the final set of this lineup that we know of thus far. Set number 70838, and I'm going to be the first YouTuber to ever pronounce this name correctly, since I swear to gosh, literally everyone has their own version, and everyone is saying it wrong. Queen Watevra's So Not Evil Space Palace. A set that is 995 pieces for $100 USD. And it includes 9 figures. I only count 8, but the description says you get 9. From left to right, we have the Royal Guard, which is a mini version. So a mini, well, it's not super mini, so I'd probably go with midi, like the scale of the, like, sort of like $40 Millennium Falcon set from 2009. Midi scale? Yeah, this is that. So a midi scale Royal Guard, midi Queen Watevra Wannabe, 2 hearts and a star, Batman, midi ice cream cone, and midi and normal mini doll Celeste figure. The description says you get 2 stars, but I'm only seeing 1. So yeah, so here we have Queen Watevra's Space Palace, and this set is kind of garbage. I mean, like, if you've seen the movie, you know that this barely appears in it from the exterior. Like, we get to see it a little during the Not Evil scene that this set is obviously named after, but, like, that whole section wasn't this whole thing. It was just in that top area, which, and there's no way you can put a whole scene in there. You can barely fit a single character in there. They had to make Queen Watevra, like, super ridiculously small to make her fit in there and nothing else. Like, the interior is lame. On the bottom, you have a little, like, dining room with 2 seats, which I guess is fine, but it's really small. At least I'm presuming, judging by size. I can't actually see it. And then on the top, you have the security room. And I'm not going to say what's in there, although I do have a suspicion. And yeah, I just think it's lame. Really lame. I mean, the build doesn't look too good. Kind of looks like a modern art installation, but I don't know. And you have all these domes off the sides, and the main play feature is that they detach and could be turned into little spacecrafts, which, I mean, we get to see that on the top since it turns into a rocket, but, like, those pods aren't in the movie, so I really feel as though LEGO should have put less effort into those and more effort into making this set have, like, more of an interior. Or what they really should have done is not even make this, and instead make the $100 set be the Space Temple from the end of the movie. Because that is, while I understand that that's probably a less interesting design for a lot of people, I like it more. I think it's better looking and more beautiful, if you will. And I really like it. And you could have basically just had the same interior functions here as there, except, number one, you could have them bigger and with more room, since that one is basically, like, I'd imagine that as a full version, they probably only do, like, half of it. So it would be like, still, it would be like a semicircle, so you could put a lot, so there'd be a lot of depth there. And also, you could have not needed to have these super small versions of characters, since the reason we get a bunch of MIDI scale figures here is, well, the Royal Guard is just because those are huge, and I kind of get that, but, like, Queen Watevra and Ice Cream Cone are MIDI so they can fit in the pods, which is stupid! And here we can see the feature with all those detaching, and that's just dumb and stupid. And again, only 1 star, so I don't know who LEGO's kidding by saying there's 2 stars in the description. There's clearly only 1. But I mean, hey, I guess that doesn't matter, since I'm not getting this set anyway. First figure is the only thing in this set that's not a complete dumpster fire. It's Batman, and even then he's kind of a dumpster fire, because where's his cape? This suit has a really great cape in the movie, and it's just not here. Why doesn't Batman have his cape? There's no reason for him to not have... This is a $100 set, and they can't afford a piece of fabric. Anyway, Batman's cowl has some good printing on it. Face print isn't new, but it's one of the better ones from the Batman movie. At least the left face, the right is kind of boring. Torso and legs are good. It's a good figure, just missing the cape. Next 2 figures are Celeste and the Royal Guard. Celeste is a vampire. Vampires should be in the spa. Plus, that would have given that set more value, in my opinion. Like, if they'd included Celeste and that figure that should have been in the hot tub in the spa, I think I could have squinted and seen $70 there. Maybe if they'd also included a buildable carrot. That would have definitely made the set seem really worth it to me. But yeah, she shouldn't be here. Good hairpiece, good design, but I don't know. Royal Guard is really small, and I don't mind this since they're really big, and there's no easy way to make something that big fit into a playset, but, like, it's kind of lame because so far this is the only Royal Guard we have, and I'm kind of worried that it might be the only Royal Guard we get. So I really hope that in the summer or I guess in May, and a set that we haven't seen yet is just, like, maybe, like, just a $15 set that's just, like, a Royal Guard and Lucy. Maybe Lucy with her hood up. I think that would be a really cool figure to get. But yeah, I mean, you get a couple printed pieces. You get this cake pot up staff. I mean, it's a good design, good interpretation. It's just way too small. And then these other 5 just kind of annoy me so much I didn't even bother to make them, to give them their own shots. So I just put them all together. We have Queen Watevra, who is 2x5, so she can fit in the stupid pod. She looks really bad. Color scheme is the worst she's ever gotten. That face is just the same one as in the Movie Maker. She might have the angry face on the back, but I don't know. Why'd they even do this? This set literally has Queen Watevra in the name, and she's made of a solid 9 pieces. That's hyperbole. She's made of more than that, but still. Then you get 2 stars and a heart, both of which are practically the size of her. Did I say 2 stars and a heart? I mean 2 hearts and a star. And then you get Ice Cream Cone, who is dwarfed by them. And, like, Queen Watevra, at least, like, yeah, she's big, so I kind of get it. But Ice Cream Cone isn't that big. Like, you could have just put him in a pod. Maybe he couldn't have fit, I don't know. He probably could have, though. So this is just stupid. I mean, I know that he can't, and that's why he's here, but, like, they could have given him a bigger pod. Ice Cream Cone, he's not a big character. Why did you do this? I mean, yeah, you get more prints, but this is just stupid. His arms are just printed on. His face is small. It's just so dumb. I hate this set. Yeah, if you haven't gathered by now, I hate this set. This is awful. I remember when the first wave of sets came out, I thought the Rexcelsior was like the worst thing since the Lightning Jet. And it was. And now this is the worst thing since the Rexcelsior. Honestly, this might even be worse than the Lightning Jet. just in terms of how disappointed I am. I mean, I wasn't really expecting much from the Lego Ninjago movie, and I didn't really like most of the sets. And it was in the first wave, so I didn't really have time to get disappointed. This, though, came after a really great, for the most part, wave of sets, for a really great, not for the most part, just a really great movie. And this is just so disappointing. So disappointing is basically one of the flagship sets of the second wave, and probably of the whole line, really. And, like, if I was a kid, I would not want this. I would hate if I got this as a kid. This set is awful. There is nothing good about it. So yeah, if you haven't noticed, this is, like, the worst set, obviously. It's pretty bad, pretty terrible. Only good thing is Batman, and I guess the Royal Guard is good as well, but just small. Celeste is good, but should be in another set, and Batman needs his cape. Everything else is garbage. I mean, yeah, I guess you get a new face for the heart and a new face for the star. But that doesn't save it. Then next up is the spa for me, my number 3 of this line. You get some pretty cool stuff, but, like, the main build is garbage. Then there's the Rexcelsior at number 2 for this spring wave. It's pretty great, but it's big. Number 1 is the triple-decker couch, which is wacky, it's small, and it's inexpensive. That's like the big 3 for me, and I love it. And yeah, that's my opinions on these 4 sets. Yeah, peace, everyone.